Steve can add his quarter to that. What are your goals for you as a State Board of Education member?
I would like to continue on the work that I think Sue Storm has done. Sue, as a teacher, had a background that really enabled her when she got on the board to get herself going running. She had her feet on the ground. I think through the experience that I've had with budgeting and Shawnee Mission School District and being in the classroom would be advantageous. But what I want to do is carry on what she's done and then continue to build a team, a positive team, where we can relate to the curriculum issues across the state, not just Shawnee Mission, not just Jetmore, not just Blue Valley, but what kind of an umbrella can we create that's positive for all local school boards to create their local curriculum and put those things in place. So I think it's more of a consensus builder, one who does a lot of research and reading and then does a lot of the studying that goes with it, but not overstepping the bounds of the policy and guidelines and getting in too much of the minutia that we're now supposed to be in.
One of my personal goals as I begin working in Topeka is to get to know the other 9 members. I know some of them fairly well, but everybody has an agenda. Everybody who is willing to sacrifice their life basically and run for this political office for essentially no pay. I think the pay is basically expense reimbursement. Is it not? That's pretty much. So it is a sacrifice, but it's one I'm happy to sign up for, because for decades, roughly 1/3 of our kids have gotten shortchanged. And actually, we could say 2/3 of our kids are getting shortchanged to some extent. And we've made progress. This is a difficult thing for people to understand. I'm going to try to get it out there. I'm a teacher. I should be able to. Our schools are better than they've ever been. Our schools do more than they ever have. And yet, they don't do the job they need to do. And we're failing our more hard-scrabble students more than we ever have. 50 years ago, if you didn't learn to read well, it was okay. You could go to work on Uncle John's farm or ranch or just move boxes for a living. You could just load a freight car full of 100-pound sacks of beans for a living, and that was okay. It's a different world now. And so we have to bring these kids along. And 1,200-page laws, not going to do it. Fighting over funding, not going to do it. You have to get in there with love and gumption and make it happen. And so my goal is to see how I can get 6 or 7 or 8 other members of the school board in Topeka to see what I've seen and to drive opportunity for the folks who have lacked opportunity for decades.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
1 minute.
Less.
Less. What I have seen across working in groups before is if you go in with an agenda, you're doing the wrong job. You have to become part of a team. In Shawnee Mission, we have 7. The State Board of Education has 10 members. And you need to create common goals. You need to create a plan that all of you are working for. But if you go in there with a single agenda, it's going to be very hard to do anything because you are 1 of 10, or in our case, we're 1 of 7.